Well, hey guys, thank you for joining me. After the crazy day that we had today in the market, I thought it would be fun to kind of go over what happened, particularly on the Dow. But let me kind of recap what did happen. Crazy. We had the inflation report that came out this morning. It was the best inflation report we've had since like February of 2021 when we first started recovering after the COVID crisis. So, but it was really interesting because at first report, everything came down quite a bit. Actually, the S&P for the day had a range of 155 points, the Dow over 800. So it was a lot of opportunities for scalpers to get in and out of some quick trades, both on the way down as well as then on the reverse. So let's take a look at that. The S&P overall for the day was up just over 1%. The NASDAQ just blew everybody away. They were up like 2.15%. The Dow was the laggard. They were only up 0.25%. But let's take a look, and then we'll talk about what's going to happen tomorrow and maybe what you can be prepared for. In front of you, you have, this is the Dow, this is the Dow futures, and this is the daily chart. And what I wanted to point out is, well, a couple of things here. We had a lot of volume today, as you can imagine, with the large movement we had. I think I'd mentioned to you in one of my earlier videos that September is typically not the best, it's not the best performing month for the indexes. Typically in September, a lot of settlement in prices, but well, you know, everything works until it doesn't. Everything holds true until it doesn't. And what I always say is just follow the price action. Just stay away from all of the noise and just follow your charts, follow the patterns. So anyway, back to the Dow. This is on the daily, like I said. What I'm looking at here, look at this amazing candlestick pattern here. This is a hammer. Now, typically a hammer will be kind of like at the bottom. It's really a reversal pattern, but I just thought this was very interesting in that how far it dipped and then how far it recovered. But look at that the long wick or the shadow, whatever you want to call it. So a lot of buying pressure to bring that back up. Sometimes we have seen in the past there not a lot of buyers down at the dip, but I think after the inflation report came out and everyone went, okay, wow, this is really, really fantastic. Let's buy it. Let's get back into it. So, and that is what happened. But look at that. There is some consolidation here. So we'll see if it can break through these points. So let's take a look at. And this is the Dow. Over here we have the 1 hour chart, and over here we have the 15-minute chart. So we'll get to that in a sec. Now the 1 hour chart, like I said on the daily, I pointed out some resistance levels, and I just drew this trend line. It's been touched more than a couple of times, as you can see. You know, really 3 times is definitely the trend line proof. But what I'll be watching on the 1 hour chart is if it can break through that. And this is a really larger resistance level up above here. So if it can break above that, let's see if it can break through that entire trend line that's coming down and hit my next level. So we'll see. And then over here on the 15-minute chart, I did want to point out, and I'm doing a video which I will certainly let you aware of, 15-minute opening candle strategy. And this is something that I use on a daily basis with the indexes, the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ, every day. So this is the 15-minute candle here, the open candle that I have marked here for you. And you can see that it opened and then it just, as it just dove down and just kept going. So if you then would go down to like a 5-minute chart, you could see then it didn't come up above, and it didn't, and then we had a close again below that 15-minute first candle. That's where I would go short. Now that what I'd be watching here, and I just kind of watching the momentum. Very, very close risk management, at least for me today, because like I said, it was so volatile and moving so quickly that I was very cautious. But you can see the candle pattern here down below, and when it then closed up above the low here, that was your opportunity to go long. and when it just kept going, and we didn't even have any bearish candles throughout here when it hit this. Usually this kind of takes a little bit to get through a speed bump, as we call it. Those are those big extended range candles, and then once it did, it broke through that 15-minute candle. Then even if you were just waiting there, if you were waiting for a really good buy signal, that would be your signal going up above the first 15-minute candle. So anyway, that's how I strategize my first 15-minute candle opens. But I do want to impress upon you that tomorrow we have the core PPI reports, the producer price index, as well as the standard producer price index, as well as our jobless claims. So it's going to be another impactful day. But like I said, they just really stepped up to the plate today, and it was quite impressive. I must say I was a little surprised at the momentum that then carried us back over that initial open on all indexes. So it was a very good day. So take good care. Trade with traction, not distraction. Risk management, follow your rules. Thank you so much. Enjoy your evening.